Hello. Welcome back to Miracle Mom and Michael. I got Mom on the phone.
Hi, everyone.
We just finished talking about, I don't know what the name of that last segment was, but you already do because by the time you've seen this, you clicked on some name of some podcast video. It was about Jesus' resurrection not being the greatest miracle, but his actual death was miraculous because only sinful flesh dies. The wages of sin is death. And for someone to have never sinned, they can't die, yet he did. And then the resurrection was the natural byproduct of that. Now I want to move on to talking to Mom more about herself because the whole reason we're doing this and the idea to have this podcast, this channel, is Mom experienced a miracle, many miracles. I would say I've experienced many, many miracles. I could even argue that every moment of every day is miraculous. But Mom experienced a medical miracle that, if it hadn't happened, she would have died December 10th, maybe December 9th, December 10th of 2019. And in realizing that that day when I found out she was going to the hospital, I found.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Is it cutting in and out? Hello?
Oh, you cut out.
All right. Well, I'm talking. I'm going to continue. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I think it's probably, well, maybe there's just so much cell activity happening right now because everybody's sheltering in place and all the kids are doing their homework online and overloading the infrastructure. Or this is just a bad spot. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Mom, I want you to tell more of your story. And you've already talked about when you were 12 years old and you went to church and got your first Bible, and then you read that Bible and the book of John and how God
You're not clear. It's not clear.
cutting in and out. All right,
Yeah.
then I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to have you start talking and see if you cut in and out.
Okay.
And if the connection is too choppy, we'll continue this at another time. But I want to know a little bit of your family history, how whatever you know about your parents, how they met, etc.
Oh, okay. Ready?
Ready?
I can tell this because my mother told me.
Oh, good. Are you there?
They hung out together and that sort of thing. And
Uh-oh.
they went to it.
You're going to have to back up because
Oh,
and start over. And if you cut out again, uh, we'll I'll we'll do this later.
okay.
All right. So start over.
Okay, so my mom, when she was in high school, she was a senior. She had a couple best friends, and one time they went to a party together. And it was at this party that her best girlfriend was actually dating my dad at the time. So that's where my mom first met my dad, was at this party. And then, as you can tell, things worked out. She didn't go into a whole lot of detail about how it happened, but
Well,
then,
did she say that when she met him that she was attracted to him, or she just met him as her friend's boyfriend?
well, there was, she liked him.
Mm-hmm.
She thought he was a good guy along those lines. And then, as time went on,
Friendship be
she didn't.
damned.
What? Oh, she did. She didn't go into details about what happened between her best girlfriend and my dad. She didn't go down that road. She
Okay.
just said that then Dad had called her or gotten a hold of her, and they went out, started dating, and really it was within a year after that
This is
that
in
they married.
this is in high school.
Yeah, and this was in high school.
Do you know
She
how?
graduated. She did graduate from high school. She was valedictorian of her class.
Really?
Yeah.
They're in
And
Dansville.
this was in Arkport, which is about maybe 15 miles from Dansville.
Oh, okay.
That was where her parents and she lived.
Oh,
At the time, my dad was living in Dansville.
okay.
So, it was close. The communities were close by. So what was your question?
I'm just so they met like their senior year. Were they the same age, or was he a little older?
No, my dad was 8 years older than my mom.
Wow. So
Yeah.
her
They had,
friend,
uh-huh.
her friend, this high school junior or senior, however old, is dating a 26-year-old guy.
Well, yeah, it didn't go over well with her parents at all.
Mm.
No, they were not happy. My mother's family were of the Pentecostal
Oh, really?
group. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were Assembly of God, Pentecostal,
I didn't know that.
Christian family, and they were not happy when she met my dad.
Now, how many siblings did your parents have?
My mother had 3 brothers and a sister. Now get this picture. My mother's siblings were all adults and all grown up. My mother was the baby of the family.
Oh, okay.
And then her sister was 20 years older than she was.
Wow.
So my mother came along when they were all out of the house.
So your mother was the oopsie.
Yeah, she was well, God must have a plan. So.
Well, real quick, did you? I didn't know that her parents were Pentecostal from an Assemblies of God church. That I became a
Yeah.
Christian. I became a Christian at an Assemblies of God church.
Yeah, I know you did.
Huh. All right, continue.
So, okay, they got married and then they moved and lived in Dansville.
Now,
my father, go ahead.
No, that I was just about to ask about him. Go ahead.
Oh, my father's family?
Mm-hmm.
Well, interestingly enough, my father had 2 brothers and 1 sister. And they were from Rochester, New York.
Gotcha.
It was where all of his family was. My father moved to Dansville when he was in 8th grade because his mom and his parents divorced. And I have no details. My father never talked about his family at all.
Gotcha.
Ever.
So you didn't know your uncles or aunt on his side, or did you know any of your uncles and aunts?
I did know his sister. His sister, Lucille, still lived in Rochester when we were growing up. She's the only sibling in his family that I actually knew. His other 2 brothers, one committed suicide, and I don't know what happened to the other one, but he died. My father's father also died, and I have no information at all about his mother. I do have a picture of his mother, and I don't even know where I got it. Someone in the family gave it to me.
Do you remember your father's mother's maiden name?
No, I don't know.
You remember your mother's maiden name?
Oh yeah, Fanton. Fanton. Fanton.
And then French. Do you know your mother's maiden name?
Yes, Matthews.
Matthews. Okay. Oh, so
And my
Fanton is
mother's,
French.
say that again,
Fanton is French.
French and English.
Mm-hmm. And what is white?
Well, white is an Americanization of a German word, and I'm not sure what that German word is.
Got it.
White schnitzel? I don't know. I don't know.
So French, English, German. That's your side.
Yeah, right. I have a book of the genealogy of my mother's side of the family that her brother wrote.
Oh,
The entire genealogy. We go all the way back to the kings of England.
wow. Huh. Do you know when they
Anyway,
first came over to the United States or to the New World?
well, when the new world when the new world was being populated, it's when they came over.
On one of them ships.
1600s, 1700, yeah, one of them ships.
Hmm. All right. So your parents met while your mom was still in high school, and your dad, he was just working. He was was he a bricklayer? Is that a mason?
Well, at the time that they met, he was working at a paper mill at the end of our street, the end of the street we lived on in
Hmm.
Dansville.
Gotcha.
You may have seen it yourself. There's an old paper mill down there.
On Knox Street,
At the end of the street.
toward the hospital, or the other way?
Yeah, exactly. It's near the hospital there.
Oh,
That was where he was working when they met. He never finished the 8th grade, by the way.
oh,
He came to Dansville and moved in with an aunt of his family. And I believe that aunt that he lived with was the sister of his mother.
gotcha.
I wish I would have been smarter growing up and really dug into these connections, because it's a lot of pieces missing that I wish I had put together.
Well, you didn't podcast, did you?
No, we did not.
And that's part of why I'm doing this. Any of these details, it's family genealogy and history.
Yeah.
It's I some people place importance in it, and now that we live in a digital age, this information is recorded forever, right?
Right, and you've got to remember back then, this is back in the 50s and even the 60s. Even, even when my father's sister would come, to visit us in Dansville, you didn't talk about family stuff that went on.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was just that generation, I guess. You kept everything to yourself. It wasn't for public consumption, so to speak. And I'm a kid. I'm too young to even know what to be curious about, maybe.
Right.
So it's just sad that, for me, in thinking back, that I didn't have a lot of information.
So back to your mom and dad. She's in love with this older man, and she graduated from high school, and then they got married.
No, they dated. They dated for about a year after she got out of high school,
Gotcha.
and then they got married. No, it wasn't right after she graduated. They dated for a while. And they were married. They got married. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but, I know what the Assembly of God and Pentecostal folks are all about. And I just have this image, of them. They got married in her home there in Arkport with just the family members. And, I'm just thinking what that must have been like, because they didn't like Dad. So
Ooh.
I don't know how much of a celebration that was, but And she didn't have to get married. It was not a shotgun wedding.
Uh-huh. Okay. They just knew that she had her heart set on it and they acquiesced.
Yeah, she was an adult now, 19, going on 20.
Gosh. I have an
Making
18-year
her,
old. Ooh.
yes, well, no comment.
Right.
But they loved my mom. They didn't shun her and throw her out of the family like some of these religions do.
Mm-hmm.
They were still wise, believed the Lord, and
Was
I'm sure
was he religious at all?
no, no,
So it was her influence that, because you said when you were growing up, your whole family went to church.
right. Well, I'm sure that she probably had something to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
It may have been, one of her conditions, quote unquote, that if they get married, we will go to church. That's what she wanted.
I wonder if there was a compromise because you said the church that you went to was a Presbyterian church, which is very different from an Assemblies of God church.
Right.
He might have said, "Yeah, I'll go to church with you, but not to that one."
Well, that's entirely possible. There was an Assembly of God church in our town.
Uh-huh.
Dansville is right next to the Presbyterian church
Interesting.
on the same block. So, she could have gone to the Assembly of God maybe, and he could have gone to the Presbyterian or no church at all. But you're probably right.
Huh.
A compromise.
So
See that? Go ahead.
your oldest brother, William.
Bill? Mm-hmm.
Um, how long were they married before he was born?
Oh, I think Bill, it was probably at least a year. He was born. I'm trying to remember the year he was born.
What year were you born?
I was born in 44, and he was 8 years older than me, so that's what,
36.
36?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1936.
Wow.
They got married. I remember figuring that out at one time because I wanted to know if that was a shotgun wedding.
Hmm.
And it was like they were married for 3 months, and then she got pregnant.
Got it. All right. So
So
35, 36, they were married.
yeah, right.
Mm. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap up this segment. Um,
Okay.
I'm going to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Don't hang up, Mom.